Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of Tuesday Tea. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you are watching this from. If you are watching this live, please type hashtag live, or if you're watching this on replay, type hashtag replay. Well, I am here again with another amazing guest, and this time I have someone who has been doing bookkeeping for about 20 years, and she looked for ways to help her clients save money, and she believes that minding your numbers so you can mind your passion. So she minds your numbers so you can mind your passion. Without wasting any time, please welcome Miss Jan Kinder. Hey Jen, can you hear me?
Yes,
Well, thank you so much for your time and thank you for joining us. I really appreciate you being here.
I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Yeah. So without wasting any time, let's jump right into it. Can you please tell us a bit about yourself, that what you do and for how long you've been doing this?
So I have been doing bookkeeping for about 20 years now. I started out originally with a firm called Robert Half. Robert Half supplies bookkeeping and finance professionals on a temporary basis. Did a couple years at H&R Block, and I don't think I'd ever do that again. I loved every minute of it, but 4 months of not sleeping doesn't work. Uh, I actually have 4 kids. So when I intended to open my business and I started growing it, it was with the intention of being able to stay home with my grandchildren. So I now watch my grandson 4 days a week, and I'm doing what I wanted to do, supporting business owners and supporting myself.
Wow, that's awesome. So were you always passionate about numbers, or when did you find out that this is what you wanted to do?
So originally, when I went to college, I was going for computer programming.
Wow.
And then September 11th hit. And when September 11th hit, technologies in my geographical area hit a dive, like terrible dive. So I went, okay, computers aren't going to cut it. Let me do something else. And numbers were the next thing because numbers don't lie.
That's
I
true.
mean, two is two. It doesn't matter what you do with it. Two is two.
Exactly. So it's a fact. So yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that's interesting. So did you then just jump right into any professional organization and started working, or you started your studies, and can you tell us a bit more about it?
Well, when I was in college, I took some business classes because they were part of the core for the computers. And
Okay.
after I decided to switch, I went ahead and took a couple more business classes and went after what is called the certified bookkeeper through one of several organizations that do it. I just finished the last of my testing for it. After I get my letter, I can put CB behind my name, patiently waiting. Um, but it's a matter of learning more about the software that uses it at this point than the techniques, because the core of what I need to know I learned in college. The software is something I have to pick up from the actual manufacturer. So it's classes at Intuit, classes at Zero, classes at HubDoc, just because that's what I have to do.
Yeah.
I spend more
So
time training, well, as much time training as I do working on clients.
so is there any particular software that you use, or there are multiple softwares that you use? What is it like?
There's multiple softwares I use. A lot of my clients tend to be on Zero or QuickBooks Online. Zero is the most cost effective, but QuickBooks Online is the most pleasantly situated graphically. It's the pretty one that does the job. A lot of the other softwares just have way more than a coach would need. A coach does not need to know how much a 2x4 costs, so some of that software is just not what they need.
Yeah. So, and yeah, like you said, so the audience of this show are mostly coaches and consultants. So, I mean, I want to connect this with our next question, which is that I mean, you've mentioned that you do bookkeeping and you use different software. So, how that can benefit coaches?
So a lot of the softwares I use, when I speak with a new client, I make sure what they have in place connects easily. If it does not connect easily, I talk to them about options that do. For example, Square as a payment provider connects pretty good with QuickBooks Online, but Stripe connects better with Xero. So part of it's building the system that the coach is going to need. And the other part is for things like if it's a coach that produces evergreen products, how much are they spending a month on that Thinkific account? Because there are more cost-effective options that you could pay one time a year for and still have all the same services.
Yeah.
You
So,
know,
yeah.
things like that. It's also a matter of uh, for some coaches that do in-person coaching and do retreats and all, will this hotel give them a better price than that hotel? You know, where can they get the better deal to pass that on to their clients or to increase their profit margin?
Yeah.
You know, those are things I look at too.
Yeah, and I think these are some amazing insight because I mean it clearly shows that you've been working with coaches and consultants, so you really know some of the challenges that they go through. So can you share either some of the success stories of working with coaches or either some I mean at least one common challenge that they often overlook that you help them with. So
So the common challenge I've noticed with a lot of coaches I've worked with has been softwares with the bells and whistles. Okay, which goes back to my example with Thinkific. Uh, there's other ones that are same. Podia is another one that has a very high monthly price tag. Whereas you can get into a service like a member and pay what you would for 1 month for a year. And the setup is very easy. Um, there's my most notable is I had a coach who was spending about $1,000 a month on regular recurring softwares that I managed to cut that expense down to $200. So I saved them about $800 a month, which would have been basically one of their recurring monthly clients.
wow, that's amazing and that's a
You
lot
know,
of saving. Yeah.
right. So it's the matter of I got them a client worth of money for not a client worth of work.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, yeah, I think it is not just about simple bookkeeping because you've been working in this field, so probably you're in a better position to help them save cost. And I think that is one amazing way to actually increase their profit margin and their monthly income that they are making because they are saving those recurring
Right,
costs. Yeah,
right.
that's awesome.
Increase this profit margin, streamline the processes, because that's another big time suck. I mean, before I streamlined my processes, I was spending about a 10 hours a month just getting client work together, not actually doing the work. I
Yes.
got it streamlined, and now I spend about 10 minutes a month and I'm done. Everything's automatic,
Yeah.
you know, and the same thing can be done for coaches.
Yeah. So can you share a bit about this whole virtual thing that now, I mean how bookkeeping has gone virtual and how I mean how that facilitates the whole process?
So a lot of what helped going virtual for bookkeepers was improvements in technology. Okay. So I can sit in my office here in Maryland and I can do your bookkeeping and never see you but on Zoom. Uh, so the bookkeeping software itself has a receipt management system in it, whether it be Xero or QuickBooks. Okay. You can upload your receipts by email. It automatically pulls your bank statements. It will pull check images. You don't have to talk to me but once a month.
Wow, that's awesome. I didn't know that
You know,
it could be this easy. Because a lot
yeah,
of time, I mean, I still see that there are people who are uh, they have so many receipts and there's a lot of manual work that often they cannot comprehend that they can even take that online without
yes,
much difficulty.
yeah. Because when you go to for the software that's available, okay, say you go to Office Depot and you have your printed receipt, you would sit in your car, take a picture of it on your phone, upload it to the software, and I have your receipt. I know exactly what you bought. I know what card it was on. I know where to find that money to match it. Attach the
Yeah,
receipt to the transaction, which also increases your safety in the
yeah,
event you're ever audited because the IRS accepts electronic records like that now.
yeah. So one quick question: there is this mindset that people believe that probably it's when the tax season is there, that's when they try to get a bookkeeper on board, and
Yes.
that's when they try to just file their returns and whatever the requirements is. So, what do you want to say about that practice? Or if I were to ask you that, should they not be having a bookkeeper throughout the year?
So your best bet is to have your bookkeeper for 12 months of the year. All right.
Mhm.
If you even wait until October, November, December to hire your bookkeeper, you're still going to pay for that year's worth of service. You need to ask yourself, do you want to pay that couple of $1,000s at one time, or do you want to spread it across the year? Most cleanups will cost, which that would be what it would consider a cleanup or a backlog of bookkeeping, anywhere from $3,000 to $8,000, depending on the amount of transactions you have a month. Okay, when you think you could divide that by your 8, 9, 10 months that's behind and only pay that little bit each month.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense. So, well, you're sharing so much value, and I think it's quite clear that you know the industry, the in and out, and how you can offer value. So that that makes me go to my most favorite question, which is, I mean, usually what happens that when people have guests, they give them some gift or treat, but we have this the other way around. We always ask our guests to come up and bring some treat for our audience. So, do you have any treat for our audience?
So the treat I have is you can follow the link that pops up and get a 45-minute discovery call free of charge. We will sit and go through your existing systems, see what you want to improve, what you're happy with. If you hate it all and want to start from scratch, you can go ahead and
Yeah.
book a call right there and we'll sit down and talk about what you have.
Yeah.
If
So
you're happy with
just
what you
just for our
hear,
audience, sorry, just for our audience, they can see the link. But what we'll do is, while we are streaming this, we can share this in the thread where we are streaming it, or even in the descriptions. So don't worry about this. Here's the link. But I think this is an amazing treat that Jen is offering, which is a free 45-minute consultation. Please go ahead. You were sharing something about this.
yeah. And then, after we get off of our consultation, you'll get a follow-up email that outlines what we covered. That way, if you want to take it somewhere or if you want to come back, you have that information right in front of you.
Wow, that's awesome. And I've been in this industry for 10 years, and I've been interacting with other service providers, and this is for our audience. I think I haven't met somebody who's this much thorough when it comes to bookkeeping and their processes. So I think you really need to make full use of this opportunity and go book this 40-minute free consultation call, because even if you're like you have no idea, probably having this consultation will help you identify what sort of softwares to use. And it's not just about bookkeeping software. Like you mentioned, there are other marketing softwares and tools that now, because she's been working in this industry for 20 years, she knows which one will help you at the, there are even certain software that fits you well at, if you are like in different stages of your business or your journey. So if you're starting out, you probably can make use of certain softwares that are probably not as expensive as others, and probably they will be enough for you for your requirement at that level. So I think this is something very amazing. So thank you so much, Jen, for this amazing treat.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it. It was a nice
Yeah, but I
experience.
think yeah, but there is another surprise treat too, that I think there's some course that you are launching, I think next month. So can you share a bit about that too?
Yeah, next month I'm going to be launching a course called Let's Learn Bookkeeping.
Hmm.
If you are just starting out and you can't afford to outsource, or you don't want to lay that money out at this time, this course will teach you how to keep your books up to date so you don't wind up with that $3,000 to $8,000 expense when somebody's got to clean up the mess. Okay. The other thing this course will teach you is what to look for if you do hire somebody. Because if you hire somebody, you need to know what they're doing to know if they're doing it right.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
is important.
um, it's not going to teach you how to be a bookkeeper, but it will teach you how to do your bookkeeping.
Mhm. Well, that is, amazing. And I think a lot of the time, this is the reality, because those who are starting out, when they are struggling to get sales and get money, I think these kind of things become very tough. They cannot actually hire somebody, or like you said, even if they are ready to hire somebody, it's very important to know at least the basics that can
Right.
tell them that what is it that they need to look out for. So are you launching this in October? Do you have a date set for it, or I've shared
My
the website link as well.
my
Go
launch
ahead.
date is October 1st.
Hmm.
The website is slated to open, I believe, the 21st of September,
Hmm.
but the
Okay.
launch for the course is October 1st.
Okay. So it's launching on October 1st, and is it a video course? It's a live course, or what's the dynamics?
It's going to be a video course, uh,
Hmm.
so you can do it at your own pace, but I am also going to do bi-weekly lives. Like,
Okay.
I will be live that you can come every 2 weeks and go, okay, I'm trying to do this. Why isn't it working?
Hmm.
You know, that way you can still get that one-on-one, but
Yeah.
you don't have to be there to get the information at noon on a Wednesday.
Okay.
You might need to be somewhere else at noon on Wednesday.
Yeah, that happens. So I think this is a good option, or opportunity to have, that they can take it on their own pace, and they'll get more details when the website launches, I think, or the opens up on 21st of September, and the course is launching on 1st. The course is
Yes.
called Let's Learn Bookkeeping, and I think it's ideal for those who are right now not at a stage where they can either hire a bookkeeper, or even if they are thinking of hiring a bookkeeper but they don't know what is it that they should expect. So I think this will be a quick one-on-one for them, to at least give them awareness where they know what is it that they need to expect. So to our audience, I think these are two amazing double treats that Jen has offered. So please reach out to her at least for the 45-minute consultation. I know there are so many coaches and consultants, and really when it's the tech season, that's when they really get worried. So don't leave it at that last stage. So why not just have a consultation with her? And I think the kind of expertise that she has, probably she we can help you get some sort of a plan where you know that what the roadmap needs to be. Any parting thoughts, Jen?
Um, if you decide to book a discovery call, when you do so, there is a spot in there that you can leave a note. If there is something specific you want to talk about, please leave a note in there. That way I can be sure to address that when we speak.
That Yeah, that's really, I think that's a good suggestion, because I think that will give you an idea of what is it that they are looking for, and I think those who are uh, going for this free call, I think they can even share that, and or even mention some of the challenges that you are going through. So thank you
Right.
so much, Jen, for your time. I really appreciate that. I know you have a very busy schedule, so thank you so much for taking time out and sharing this your amazing journey and these tweets with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. So, to our audience, we'll be back next week again with another amazing expert. So, till then, have an amazing day, evening, afternoon, depending on wherever you are. So, bye for now.
Bye.